Gary, one of the things that you and I spoke about recently was the importance of long term client relationships. And you shared a story with me, so I'll ask you to share it today about a client that you ultimately bought your house from.
Well, I do pride myself on long-term relationships, and I've got a lot of clients that have stayed with me, and I'm still with them for many, many years. But the one you're talking about was shortly after I quit drinking, was looking for my big $1 million verdict, and I found it in a very interesting hand injury case of a man that got his hands in a punch press machine and had an extremely serious injury. It was a long battle, but we tried the case in 1986 for a guy whose name is Scott Morris, and I got him a $5.5 million verdict, which at the time I think was the biggest hand injury verdict in the country. But we stayed close over the years, and about 10 years later, approximately, um, I was looking for a house. We wanted to move from Oakland down to the Contra Costa. And it turned out that Scott was doing a little bit of real estate work. And I called him and I said, Scott, I'm looking for a house. We've been looking in Oakland. He wasn't an Oakland realtor, but he was out there. And I said, if you got any thoughts, he says, well, let me look around. So he took my wife and I out and showed us to three houses. And turns out that the second one was perfect for us. So we ended up buying the house. And so he told me that that was the biggest house he'd ever sold. In his case, was the biggest one that I tried at the time, certainly. So it was kind of a karmic thing. But I'm still in contact with him even after all these years and his family. And so long-term relationships are really important to me. And I'm very proud of the fact that we just don't. Donna, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I consider myself a holistic lawyer. Now, that's an odd term to a lot of people, but to me, I think if you want to really be a good trial lawyer, you need you need to be involved in the whole client. Not only just how do you win their case and get money, but how do we help them? We deal with them and getting them therapy and working, but supporting them and maintaining a friendship with them, because the people that we deal with usually have very serious injuries, like Scott did, death cases. I have one that was a paralysis case that I've been involved in since 1992. He's still very close to me. So these long-term relationships are founded on the fact that we consider ourselves more than just trying to get money for a case, but to take this person through a very difficult time and work with them with a team of people here so they've got the support. And when it's all said and done, we stay with them. And hopefully we can do more than just get them money. We can take them through what most of them have been is the worst experience in their life and move on beyond it. So I'm very proud of the fact of the kind of work we do. And I think a lot of good trial lawyers do the same thing, of course.
Well, and it's important. My guess would be that because of these wonderful long term client relationships that you have, not only do you work with them in other areas of their lives later on, but you probably get referral business because when you do a good job for one client, they're naturally going to say to their friend or family member, hey, you should talk to Gary. He did a great job for me. Do you get a lot of referrals from your client relationships?
Very much so, a lot. But I mean, we get over and over again. We get people coming back, and that's because honestly, there are a lot of good trial lawyers that do the same thing. We take good care of our clients. They know who we are, and when we're done, they appreciate it. So there unfortunately there's not a lot of lawyers that don't do that. That kind of just run the cases by and try and look at them in terms of a product and how much money they can make off them. That bothers me because it takes away from what should be the essence of a good trial lawyer, which is that you're here to help your client and work with them. And in our case, as I think a lot of ours, we restrict the cases we take in. We take maybe one out of 200 cases that come into our office. But when we work them out, we work them out because we're a small firm. There's only five of us, and so but we have a good staff, and so I really pride ourselves on the work that we do to work directly with our clients, and we almost always have very good relationships with our clients.
Well, that's wonderful. And I agree, Gary, not only are you there to get them justice, like you said, almost all of them have had the worst event of their life happen. And so putting your life back together is more than just money. I mean, money helps for sure, but I like your description of yourself as a holistic lawyer. I believe that because I know you. And so just thank you for everything you do. And I think in so many ways, you set such a great example for other lawyers. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us today.
Sure.